Welcome back to the show. We have David Floodstrand, and we also have Sarah Wells, just named after the street.
That's right.
There you go. And they have a new project they're working on called Art for the Homeless. Can you tell us about the Art for the Homeless?
Yeah, Art for the Homeless started as an idea that how can I help people that need some help? You know, the homeless people, they need socks, they need this, they need that, and what better way to do that than through something that you have a passion for, which all the people that are in our little sort of cooperative, all have a passion for art, and that no matter what, whether it's music or poetry or in this case painting, and she's an artist as well. And we thought we'd bring people together with that passion and some compassion,
right,
as well.
I like that. And then Sarah, tell us about your art background.
Oh, sure. So I went to New Trier High School, New Trier East, and took awesome art classes there.
Yeah.
And then when I graduated, I went for a year at the Art Institute, which was really helpful.
Yeah, definitely.
But mainly, besides that, I'm kind of self-taught.
Self-taught, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And David, you were on the show before. You were an author, right?
Yeah, I've been working on a book on the Rush Street, history of the Rush Street area in Chicago for about 5 years now.
Okay.
Going all the way back to the 1800s.
Okay.
But I have a new book coming out. We're doing final edits on it right now that are my own personal remembrances of when I was growing up and my experiences on the near North Side and the Rush Street area, and and Wells Street and what have you.
There you go. And can you tell us about where do you want to see this Art for the Homeless go?
Okay, I'm so glad you're asking. We have a big purpose. We are Art for the Homeless for Chicago, and we would like to see this spread nationally.
Yeah.
So basically what we do is we have exhibits, we sell our artwork, and a very decent portion goes to the homeless. And we are currently helping an organization called Lincoln Park Community Services.
Okay.
And we had an event there, and almost 100% of our profits went to them last week.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. And who are the artists that are selling their artwork?
Okay, so David and myself, Sholo Beverly, my sister Jennifer Page, my daughter Rachel Scholler. We have
Put that back up real quick.
We have quite a few artists, actually. Newer artists, Mel Yeezy, and some other artists are contributing.
Cool. Tell us about this artwork right here. Whose is this?
This is one of my pieces. I started doing my work again after 40 years hiatus. I started painting it again a little bit over 2 years ago. I've done about 300 pieces, and I've sold work in Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, Miami, and I do watercolor and acrylic and oils and various different styles.
And this is like a butterfly or something. What is
Yeah,
this?
it's a chrysalis. It's coming out of its thing, you know.
Ooh.
It's like it's a foray into the world of abstract art.
And this is also your artwork too?
Yeah.
Cool. And then we got another piece right here.
And this is my sister Jennifer.
Okay. Hi, Sister Jennifer.
Jennifer lives
She
in
looks like
Seattle.
a bird.
Oh.
Yeah. She made this.
Oh,
this is
I thought it was
here
your
real quick
sister
here.
Jennifer.
So that's a bird with a heart and a home, and that, she says, is like hope and love that the homeless will have a home.
Oh.
Yeah, and she made quite a bit of those for our next exhibit.
Sounds good. Again, the Art for the Homeless. For more information, how can we find out about it and help you guys out?
Well, we have a good Facebook presence. It would be Art for the Homeless on Facebook, easiest way to find us. And then we have a website as well. But we have an event coming up in a few weeks at the end of March.
Yeah.
And why don't you tell them where it is? It's at the Wilmette Library.
Yeah, the Wilmette Public Library Auditorium. And that is 1242 Wilmette Avenue in Wilmette, Illinois. And we have a local Chicago musician who's going to perform, and 15 artists who are going to present their works.
Okay, and then in the future, you said you want to expand throughout the whole country.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That is a great idea, because I think the homeless matter is something out there that's really happening.
Yeah.
You know, and
man,
it needs to
it's
be
really-
addressed.
Yeah,
and
totally.
then something needs to be done. All right, so Art for the Homeless. Thank you guys for stopping by.
Okay, thank
Thanks
you
for
so
All right,
much.
and then, hey guys, I'll talk to you later.
Thanks.
TVHams.com, the official website of the Gentleman Grachowski Show. You
Thank
can
you.
find out more information right here for these guys. Art for the Homeless. Hey, welcome back to the Gentleman Grachowski Show. We got a special guest here, Jim Blankshane. And Jim runs a company called American Canine Heroes. And best if you just tell us what the American Canine Heroes is about.
American Canine Heroes was started about 2 years ago, and what we decided to do was to honor military and police dogs.
Okay.
It started with, I belong to a VFW organization in Villa Park.
Okay.
We had a dog from Afghanistan come in, and we made him a member of our post.
Okay.
And I thought this was great. And I went up and I talked to the handler, and he was telling me about his dog and that. And I thought, wow, I wish I could honor these dogs in some way. So I got back to the car, and a light went off in my head. And I thought, me being in the toy industry and a veteran, why not honor these dogs with toys? And that's how we started.
Exactly. Now, what people don't realize is they are heroes.
Yes.
As much as everyone said, they're dogs, but they are heroes. And there's a lot of things about it that, people don't realize there.
Oh, there's so much heroics involved in this. Just put yourself in a dog's position. If your boss came up to you and said, Larry, I got a new assignment for you next week, and you said, well, what is it, boss? And he'd say, well, we think people are planting mines on the Dan Ryan on the side road. We want you to go out there. We'll get you back up. We'll be 20 feet behind you, and then you'll have more backup 20 feet ahead of you. Every time you see a bump in the road, you call, and they'll check it out and see if there's a bomb in there. And we'll give you a pat on the head and a biscuit every time you get one. I don't think you'd take that job.
No, definitely not at all.
Right.
And the thing is, they are heroes.
Right.
That's the key thing I think you're trying to tell people, that they are, they are no less than a hero than a firefighter.
Right.
Less than a hero than a police officer or an Army soldier. Right.
Right. Right.
And okay, so you started that a brainstorming idea, driving home, just dealing with the dogs one day.
Right.
What was your next step to starting the business?
My next step was I had a friend in the toy industry who did plush, and I actually worked for him. I was a salesman, manufacturer's rep, and I called him and I gave him my idea, and there was silence on the phone.
Okay.
And I thought, oh, this guy hates this, And he goes, why didn't you think of this 10 years ago? He says, this is great. Let's do it. I talked to the military, and they said, well, if you're going to do it, I would suggest that you make them here in the United States, because you defeat the purpose if they're not made here. So it was a reverse of what I had been doing my whole life, going to China, bringing stuff back over here. We had to find something here.
Right.
And we finally found somebody that would serve our purpose.
And what is the product for this?
It's a 6-inch plush. It'll be boxed. It'll have a picture of the handler on it. It'll tell the story of the handler and what that dog actually did in his service. The 6-inch plush will be an exact replica of the dog.
Wow.
Yeah,
That sounds
it's a cool
exciting.
thing.
And who's your target audience for this?
Well, our target audience is 70 million dog lovers out there. Now, that can be broken down into segments: military, police, Coast Guard. There's several different branches, but if we could just get a portion of that 70 million dog lovers out there, we'd be very happy.
And can you tell us about some future plans for the products?
Yeah, we plan on, after we launch this, we've got other things that we're going to do in the form of children's books, in the form of videos, several other things that we're going to do. So it'll have legs on it, but there's so many dogs out there now that need to be recognized that I'll probably live to be 250 before we get through half of them.
And what's your website?
AmericanCanineHeroes.com.
Okay, cool. All right, Jim, thanks for stopping by.
My
and
pleasure.
you'll come back again sometime. Let's talk more about the dogs and some of the toys next time.
Love
Sound
to.
good?
Love
Because like I
to.
said, I think this is something that people don't realize, that these are heroes that we seem to overlook there.
Right.
Just as I guess back in the day they overlooked certain heroes coming back from war. These are our heroes that are at war.
Yeah, I can tell you stories about the dogs that what happened to them over the years, but we can do that next time.
Sounds good. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
For more information, you go to TVHams.com, the official website of the Gentleman Grachowski Show, TVHams.com. Hey, welcome back to the Gentleman Grachowski Show. It's me. How are you? We've got a special guest today, all the way from the state of Michigan. Billy B from Graphics by Billy B is joining us today. Welcome, Billy.
Hey, how are you?
You got a long way from Michigan to show up here, huh?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a drive.
Now tell us a little bit about Graphics by Billy B. That's one of your, you got two stations, right? One in Indiana and one in Michigan, right?
That's correct.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so actually it's Custom American Graphics, and we do packaging and graphics for the hemp and cannabis industry. So we do anywhere from apparel to labels, stickers, packaging, and pretty much like a one-stop shop. So if you own a dispensary or if you're a grower and you needed anything promotional, I mean, we do a lot of other businesses too, but that's the main gist of what we do.
Now what's interesting is here in Illinois, the hemp and CBD,
yep.
just became legal.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I'm not really not know too much.
I thought it
about
was
the whole-
recreational in Illinois now. I could be wrong, but I thought it was recreational. So that would be THC and CBD. You could have.
Well, I don't
whatever.
use this stuff, so I don't
Yeah.
really. I can tell you what I know about it. So
Yeah.
everything's kind of new to me when I'm trying to think about this stuff. I'm like, I don't know much to ask because I don't use pot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never gone into a place that does that. I stay away from those stores.
Yeah, sure.
But if I were to go to those stores, you find a lot of artwork and a lot of packaging that you do. Now you said
That's
you
correct.
do packaging. So let's help the viewers out a little bit. People out there who have a product, okay, whether it be CBD or whether it be hemp or a little bit of both, right?
It could be anything, any kind of product. I
Okay.
mean, if you're talking about, hey, I want to start a clothing brand, we do that.
Okay.
You want T-shirts, hats, hoodies for your business or brand that you're starting, we do that.
Okay.
If you need product packaging, such as like concentrate, flour, anything like that, we do that as well.
Okay,
And
but-
we design it. We design it in-house ourselves. I'm actually the head designer
Okay.
for the company, so we offer a lot of services.
Now, is it that you do a lot of cannabis producting and branding and marketing? And
Yeah,
stuff?
so I think it's just my style more or less that attracts the cannabis clients
Okay.
to me. My artistic style and the way that I put things together. I'm not really sure. I was in the cannabis industry for a long time before I started doing graphics and printing and stuff.
Okay.
So when I transitioned over, I mean, that's like the main thing that holds me apart from every other packaging company, is that I was in this industry for a very long time. So when they're talking to me about, hey, I need a package for this, I know what they're talking about. You don't have some guy sitting behind a desk, well, I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to look it up on Google.
Right.
Like I've had to do that for myself. So it's second nature. That's where we get our leg up and with the rest of the competition.
So you happen to just know just the color scheme that you think that would go good with the packaging, right?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that. I think it's more creativity. If it's not creative, and there's so many products out there today, like go and pick out a ketchup. There's 10 ketchups on the shelves? Which one are you going to pick?
I like the purple one.
Yeah, right. They
Yeah.
have purple and they have all different colors now. But yeah, you're going to pick out the one that stands out the most, that looks the most premium. Like if you like the Heinz or the Hunts, then you're going to, obviously you're going to go for that. But
Okay, so
that's what we do.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting that just the way it's basically the packaging is the label.
Yeah, yeah.
But they say you can't judge a book by its cover, but
But that's what I'm trying to change.
Right.
I'm trying to change, like, okay, it could be the most awesome product in there, but if it doesn't have some good packaging or some good type of graphic or design on there, nobody's going to look at it because they're going to think, hey, this doesn't look really professional. They're looking for more high end.
would you ever have a Hershey bar?
Yeah, I love Hershey bars.
That packaging isn't really that good, is it? It's just
I think it's
brown.
great.
Well, what's good about it?
It's great about it because when you show anybody the letters of a Hershey bar, they
Okay.
automatically know what it is.
So let's go off with the graphic, the font.
Well, it's part of the branding of their brand. They've branded a certain way over the last, what has it been, over 100 years.
Yeah, about 100 years, I think.
So, I mean, it's slowly built off that. And once you have that branding out there, it doesn't change. People notice. You buy a Mr. Goodbar, it's Hershey's. It's the same thing. It's got the little
Okay.
Hershey's thing up there.
So the branding is basically when, as an artist, as you're doing and you're working as your business, Custom American Graphics, the branding is really more important than necessarily what, just, okay, help me out here. The branding is what you're putting together.
Yes.
That's more important than the artwork, or is the
So-
artwork the
so
same thing? What do you
So
think?
the branding is kind of like an extension of that. So like your branding and your artwork and your logo, everything are kind of tied together. So like Hershey's has like their own style with the real plain packaging and everything. Looks great. I personally like it a lot. So that's their style, but other people have different styles that they're trying to portray onto their product. So I'm good at taking those ideas and those styles that they want and putting it like into something that they can use. Like it's a real product now.
Okay, so once you come up with a graphic that the customer likes, and then then you work on the box and you work on that. Tell us about the printing.
So the printing, yeah, I mean, it just really depends on the customer's needs. I mean, if you're trying to do some embossing, hot foil stamping, if you're just trying to do like a full color print, I mean, there's lots of different things. We do UV. There's a lot of different techniques that we do that a lot of other packaging companies don't touch.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Now, you happen to brought some of your artwork with us today, right?
Yeah, I did.
So let's take a look at some of your artwork, and we can kind of get an idea of really some of the branding and the imagery that Graphics by Billy B is put together, right?
Yes.
So let's take a look at some of this graphic here. We can start run some of this. Okay, so this is, very simple, but effective, right?
So yeah, it's just some stickers that I did for an East Coast CBD company.
Okay.
They're up and coming, and they've been doing a lot of really good business. So they're promoting their business. So what better of a way to promote your business with a two gold foil slap? Slap is what in the industry they call them stickers, I guess nowadays.
Very simple, but effective. It has a good look to it. It's a very slick look.
So these are the Tenson, like the trade show type of stuff that we do.
Yeah, look how it has a good look to it, a good sharp look.
Yeah. We try to do things a little bit different when it comes to like our trade show stuff to make our brand stand out. Because I mean, yeah, you could put just a logo on there, but to fill it in a little like this makes it better. I mean, I think so.
Basically, same thing. Very, very sharp.
Yeah, these are some packaging for cartridges.
Okay.
So those are embossed and they have hot gold foil stamping.
Yeah.
And they have a matte finish. This is one of my favorite packaging designs that I've done.
And that's, again, I think it helps good with the whole branding, the whole look of it all. Yep. Very simple, but yet very clean.
Yeah, this is a newer one that I've done, and the Canavision actually does all of our social media and our website and
definitely,
stuff. So
definitely good with branding. That's just so that's something you'll see and you'll remember that logo.
Yes, and that's really the point. If you don't remember the logo, then you didn't do a good job.
Same thing. I like the color scheme. There's multiple colors. They pop.
Yes. Yeah, and that's what it is. It's trying to get it to pop, and that's a little bit more. This logo is a little bit more in depth than a logo that I would normally do. But for the client's needs, this is exactly what she wanted to pin up, and it describes her product perfectly.
And it definitely, that's what I like about it. It's very simple. There's not a lot to it, and it's a memorable look.
Oh yeah, so this one is the one that actually put me on the map about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years, 3 or 4 years ago.
That's the be-all of it, huh?
It's the Honeycomb Farm. They're from the East Coast, and they are a very, very well-known brand out that way. Oh, Venom, this is just one I kind of did for fun. I was just kind of screwing around one day, and I like to do snakes because they're hard.
Okay.
So yeah, I put it in my portfolio.
I like snakes when they're slithering away from me.
I like snakes drawn.
So people can find out about you. CustomAmericanGraphics.com is your website. Custom American Graphics. We're sitting here with Billy B.
Yes.
And definitely, you got the look. You can see the look, and when you what's the best way to put this? You got to look for making graphics simple and very. They makes them pop.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
All right, Graphics by Billy B. We'll be back after this. Don't go away. Remember, TVHams.com is the official website of the Gentleman Grachowski Show. TVHams.com, and we'll be back with some more after this. Don't go anywhere. Hey, welcome back to the Gentleman Grachowski Show. We're sitting here with Amanda McEwen, and she has a marketing agency that deals with things from website design to graphics, everything like that. Just one-stop shop over here. Amanda, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Now, you're come all the way from Indiana, Portage, Indiana.
Portage, Indiana.
How was the ride?
Oh, not that bad at all.
Yeah.
Luckily, we didn't hit traffic and great great Illinois.
Tell us about what got you involved in graphic arts.
I actually, ironically, worked as a chef for 15
A
years.
chef?
Yes, and it's a lot of work. It's
Yeah.
it's backbreaking, and I had a knack for doing design, and I decided to jump in full time when a museum basically asked me to come and redesign their entire museum, and I kind of got to prove to myself where I could stand in the business. I proved myself to be pretty capable, so I decided goodbye cooking, even though I love you very, very much, and I jumped right in.
So you're just sitting there cutting an onion one day, and you decide I'm going to design a museum. How does that happen?
We were one job that I had was we traveled to like 35 states a year, and we would do different things within the restaurants that our owners owned. And I just took on all of the graphics for that. I took on all of our graphics, our marketing, the whole thing, and I ended up excelling with it to a point that I didn't really expect to. And at that point, I decided I may or may not be in the wrong business.
Right. And what about graphic design do you really enjoy?
I like the creativity. I like being in control of the creativity to where, I'm not working for another company. I am my own company. And when I know that a client of mine is making a bad decision with a design or with a marketing decision, I can be the one that can be there and say, I'm not just a company. I don't just want your money. I want you to do well. And I'm never afraid to tell someone, that's not the right choice. And when you're with a company, you can't do that. You have to follow and toe the line, and that's not something I was okay with. I tried it out a couple of times and decided it wasn't for me. I wasn't going to give someone bad advice.
Right, because you know what, even though it's from the heart and it's the truth, people don't like to hear that.
Right.
And I guess when you're doing artwork and graphics, you let the graphics do the talking, right?
Right. Right, exactly. Your work should always speak for itself, no matter what you do.
And tell us about, you said you do some you do a website design, you do
Yes.
the graphics for the website design,
Yes.
and you do basically set it up as an e-commerce, right?
You can actually we do a wide variety of websites. All of our websites are custom, so we can really build someone absolutely anything, from a store all the way down to a landing page. It doesn't matter what it is. We can build it and find a way, even if it's something brand new that someone wants to do and put out there. We can find a way to do it.
And you do a lot of stuff for the e-commerce for cannabis business, right?
Yes. Yes.
Tell us about how you got involved with that.
I have always been a supporter of cannabis legalization, and I decided that my skills would be extremely useful in that business. You have a lot of people popping up who need the encouragement of a company with a positive mindset, who encourages these companies to work together, not to work against each other. Let's all make more money, not less, and be stingy, in our own little corners. There's a lot of reasons why I went into it, but just knowing that I could provide a quality service where there wasn't one.
Okay. And then what about social media and social marketing?
Social marketing, basically what we provide is a full service between websites, social media marketing, online marketing, think Google ads, that type of thing, and then search engine optimization for websites. So all those things work together to create a really amazing experience to bring in traffic from all different directions for a company.
And you tell us a little bit about cannabis users and how do you influence them?
So actually, you mean influencers?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the best way, it's very difficult right now for a cannabis company to market themselves. Basically, what we do is we use influencers to try and help get there, since legally you cannot post ads that have cannabis products at the moment. That's changing. So basically what we do is we use other people in the industry who have a huge following to help bring people into their businesses.
And then how do you do that?
You keep your eye out for influencers that are on social media promoting themselves, who have a huge following, who are active with businesses in the cannabis industry, and you reach out to them and let them know, hey, I'm over here in this corner, I'd love to connect with you. You end up, and it's one of the cheapest forms of marketing for a cannabis business, because you just reach out to this person, they mention you to 4 million people, and the next thing you know, your Instagram just got majorly populated by all these people who want to be consumers.
So a lot of word of mouth.
Absolutely.
And what are some of the things that you can do that help a business? Like besides word of mouth, is there anything else that you
Oh
can
yeah,
do?
there's a lot of things you can do. There's a lot of ways you can post an ad without just putting the product out there and letting people know that you're there. There's educational ads you can post, especially if you're a dispensary. Educating the community is one of the biggest things you can do because people have to become aware of what cannabis is and what it isn't. Maybe they've been told things that aren't exactly true. And that's a whole community feeling. It's not just passing, legal cannabis and everything's great now. You actually have to change minds. And the more that people work together and put these images out there, the more the community sees these things and becomes more comfortable with it.
Great. And can you tell us about the 2020 trends?
Yes, so the honeymoon phase in cannabis is over.
Oh, no.
And it's
Now
really
reality kicks in, right?
Yeah, reality
Do the
kicks in.
dishes and do your laundry.
Luckily for a lot of businesses, that means going back to the basics. We're going to kick out the bougie cookies that aren't really selling so well, and we're going to get down to the basics of what cannabis products people pretty much want. Another trend that you're going to see happening is a lot of shifts. You're going to see a lot of big cannabis companies step in where a lot of these people are falling by the wayside. And I think one of the other big trends is cannabis is being thought of right now on a nationwide level, and it needs to be thought of on a global level because you have so many countries right now who are passing legal cannabis.
Right.
Now it's a global thing. Now your e-commerce, everything changes, and even if the federal government in our country doesn't pass it, soon they'll be pushed to do so. So
wow.
people have to get ready for that, and people have to realize that there's trends that people don't understand. It's not anymore just about sitting down and smoking and being a stoner. There's people microdosing to maintain focus. There's people using small amounts of cannabis in order to achieve what they're looking for, whether it's anxiety or pain relief or what have you. People are looking for that. And that's going to become huge. So it's not about what a lot of people think it is. And
Sounds
it's a
good.
matter of reaching out to people and letting them know that this is what it's really all about. But companies are going to enterprise on that big time.
And then your company again is Canon Vision?
Yes, Cannavision Collective.
And for more information, how can we find out about it?
Cannavisioncollective.com.
Very good. All right, we're sitting here with Amanda McEwen, and she does definitely very insightful on what's going on with the cannabis industry and what's also going on with just graphic design and website development. That's kind of cool. Thanks for stopping by today.
Thank you.
And for more information on Amanda or anything else that we're doing here, TVHams.com is the official website of the Gentleman Grachowski Show. TVHams.com.
If you ever plan to motor west, travel my way, take the highway, that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66. Now it winds from Chicago to LA, over 2,000 miles all the way. Get your kicks on Route 66. Now you go to St. Louis, Joplin, Missouri, Oklahoma City is mighty pretty. You see Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico, Flagstaff, Arizona, don't forget Winona, Kingman, Boston, San Bernardino. Won't you get yourself hip to this time today when you make that California trip? Get your kicks on Route 66. Take it away. mighty pretty. See Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico, Flagstaff, Arizona. Don't forget Winona, Kingman, Barstow, San Bernardino. Won't you get yourself hip to this timely tip? When you make that California trip, get your kicks on Route 66. Get your kicks on Route 66. Get your kicks on Route. Get your kicks on Route. Get your kicks on Route 66.
Good one, John.